I had the best opportunity as far as a journalist goes to see the prison system and to see the facilities and the way they hold other prisoners. So I got taken to a thing called the Separation Centre. The Separation Centre, do you remember back 10 years ago maybe, they built prisons within prisons for the jihadists. So the most extreme Muslims get taken off the wings because they're radicalising and converting, and they get put on separation centres. So, but the separation centre in Wood Hill, which is 16 cells, was empty when I was in there. So I had 16 cells here, bearing in mind prisons are full, yeah? I had 16 cells that they couldn't use. Then I'd get walked every morning. So my door would open at 8:30. They'd walk me over to another unit, which is a prison within the prison. So it's the biggest maximum security facility. They'd open me up on a wing there and they'd put me in there. But first of all, I'd go outside for 30 minutes. I'd walk around. It sounds weird. I'd walk around for 30 minutes. I'd do some chin-ups, do some dips because there was a little bar out in the yard. But I wouldn't see anyone. So I'd just walk around. It was just a big empty space. Then they'd put me into the unit, which is the separation centre. Now, I weren't allowed in the cells, but I got to see the cells. Yeah, those cells are travel lodge rooms. Wow. This is for the jihadists. Yeah, I mean, they've got built-in mirrors on the fucking wall. I didn't see a mirror. So when I come out, it didn't matter to me what I looked like because I weren't looking at myself. Yeah. But in these cells, they've got built-in, they've got wardrobes, they've got everything.
Is that what Axel Rudakubana, the kettle?
Yeah, they all do. Yeah, they all do. But Axel Rudakubana, when I landed in Belmarsh for the first week, and I was put on a thing called the contingency suite, which was built for Ian Huntley. It's again a prison within a prison, so you don't see anyone. When I went out on the yard walking, and this for me the experience, I've just landed in jail. I went out onto an exercise yard, which is a courtyard with all, and it's healthcare, so all the nurses are above. And as I went out for the first day and walked around, at every window were the nurses going, "We love you, Tommy. Well done." So, I knew straight, and do you know where Axel Rudakubana was? He was in that cell there. Do you know what Axel Rudakubana was doing? He was a cleaner. He weren't on solitary confinement. He hasn't spent a day on solitary confinement. Yeah, he had a cleaner and a job on the wing. None of them. So Salman Abedi's brother. Again, I'll get to this. So I go in there. I get moved from Belmarsh anyway. I know Axel Rudakubana's there. In fact, they gave the Secretary of State passed a law, which I've got the paperwork for. Dan Wootton come in to see me in jail, and I told Dan Wootton, Axel Rudakubana was in the cell above. He's a cleaner on the wing in Belmarsh. He ain't on solitary, yeah? I know that because the staff told me, the nurses told me he's in that room there. They have to deal with him every day, walking around the unit, yeah? So I said all that. Then the next day that they brought in NDAs that anyone who come to see me had to sign an agreement. That was because of that got out of the jail.
Oh, did Dan report that?
Dan Wootton reported it. The next day they come in and give me a Secretary of State letter from the Secretary of State. Who's that? Is that Yvette Cooper?
Don't know.
From the Secretary of State, that nothing, if I spoke the word of Southport, the word of Axel Rudakubana, my phone would be cut off. Any visits. So my visits, everything was monitored every second of what I said. From the minute I got in there, my phone was on live monitor calling. So everyone else's phones were on from 6 a.m. till 9 o'clock at night. Mine was on for half hour and then half hour again. And when it's on for half hour, they're sitting listening. It's like, I'm not a terrorist.
What about, did you get a priest visiting you?
Yeah, I had a priest. I won't say his name. I don't want to put him in a position, but he was brilliant. He was brilliant. And the church, I'd say he was doing a great job, because sometimes the priests are so out of touch. He wasn't out of touch. He's an Asian lad. He was a brilliant lad.
Wow.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
What about, because there's imams that come to the prison as well.
An imam come the first week I was in there, and he said, Tommy, he opened up the thing, he said, Tommy, Imran sends his love. I said, Imran? And then he said, yeah. I said, is he in here? So one of my mates from school, he got 24 years. And I was talking to him before this, when he was in another prison. So I was speaking to him just 3 years ago. He's then in Wood Hill. And I was like, Imran's here. And he goes, yeah, he sends you love. He said he loves you. I said, fucking hell. And so then I put in an application, so did Imran. So we both put in applications to see each other, but the prison wouldn't allow it. So when I had my next meeting, I said, right, there's someone I can socialise with. Can you bring him here? So I've got someone I can speak to. He's my friend. They said, who's your friend? I said, give his name. They're looking like that, thinking, what? I said, we're very good friends as kids. Yeah. I said, but he had a good job in there as well. But they wouldn't allow it. But back to, just so I can clear, so people understand what's going on with the prison within the prison.
Yeah.
The separation centre. So I'm taken there and I'm put in a room, probably just like this, yeah? And it's got an exercise bike and a running machine, which was great for me, yeah? It was great because I would non-stop beast myself for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then they'd take me out of there and lock me in a shower.
Your arms are massive.
Then they'd put me back in. Oh, I didn't have weights. I wish I had weights.
But you look built.
That's just my shirt and kebabs. But they put me. So I'd spend those couple of hours on that unit on my own, and then I'd get put back in my cell by 11:30, and then I'd get opened up the next morning. But when this is going on, I spent 5 months doing this routine. And routine's everything for me. I need routine. I spent 5 months doing exactly the same things, exactly the same time, reading at the same time, trying to keep myself sane. And then Salman Abedi's brother does a terrorist attack up in Franklin Prison. Yeah. And then I find out because the staff, many of the staff are on deployment. So 40 staff from Northern jails are in Woodhill because they can't staff it. Yeah. So they've got them all up there and it was their friends that were dealing with Salman Abedi. At that time, when that attack happened, there's 7 Muslims in these separation centres, yeah? Again, none of them are on solitary confinement. They've got a pool table. They've got a pool table. They've got table tennis. They've got table football. And they've got a kitchen, right? No other prisoners have this. The jihadist unit has a kitchen with a full-on cooker, a chest fridge freezer, a toaster, a sandwich maker, an air fryer, yeah? And so as I'm having my meetings, when I'm taken to this unit, I'm saying, please, can I just cook my own food? Why can't I use that kitchen? If you're taking me there every morning, no, you're not allowed to use the kitchen. Yeah, why not?
So how were you eating these tins of tuna?
Just open them up, cold.
So just everything was cold for a year? Yeah. Just out of a tin? Just
out of a tin. But then, so Salman Abedi's brother, one of the ones included with him was Anjem Chowdhury. Yeah. So the 7, which has never come out in the media, and they believe it was Anjem Chowdhury who ordered it because the staff told me, because they took 7 of them. So the next day, I've got this gym every day, yeah, which is keeping me sane. Salman Abedi did not do an attack. The next day, they transfer all those 7 straight from Franklin because the staff won't deal with them. Do you know they were chasing, when he was stabbing the woman, he's chasing her around a pool table. And the other Muslims, the other 7 there, they took the staff, so they isolated the staff. Can you let me in this room? Can you do this? And as they're doing that, he's then gone for them. So they're limited in numbers. It's all planned. Yeah?
It's horrible.
It's all planned. That's not the first time he's done it. Salman Abedi's brother, he's already done it. And do you know what he done? He collected his butter. This is the insanity of this prison system, yeah? He collected his butter, because you get about 4 or 5 butters a day given to you. And he, in his little kitchen, that only the jihadists have got, he cooked up all the butter, and that's what he's thrown on her. That's what he's thrown on them, acid to burn them, yeah?
Jesus.
He's thrown this. I'm sitting there thinking, well, I can't cook. I don't have cooking facilities.
Yeah.
Most prisoners, ordinary prisoners, have, on a wing, there's a little kitchen area, like a little thing like that, where they share a little fridge and they share. Yeah. They don't have what these jihadists have got. So the best facilities are given for the worst people. And then they give them it all. The next day, the prison come see me and said, yeah, you got no gym anymore. I'm like, what? Well, they've just brought all the jihadists to the separation centre. You can't use the separation centre. I said, so what am I going to do about exercise? So then I lost everything again. I've lost everything because the jihadists have got it all. And then, because when I went to court, they said I had a job. Yeah, they just lied. They said I work on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, painting and decorating. It's like, I haven't done any painting and decorating. What are you talking about? I'm sat in my cell all day.
91% watching Heretics clips are not subscribed. Quick favour, hit subscribe. Free, takes 2 seconds, and helps us question everything together.